What was Hulk Hogan like back then? Was he one of the boys, or did he keep to himself?
Well, I can't really say. I think he was one of the boys. I never hung around him too much, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of guys did, but I met him in, I think, '79, and I worked with him a couple of times, and it was good to work with. But, you know, he liked to party a little bit too.
Yeah.
So I kind of, like, to me, it was a job. And if I had a regular job, I wouldn't be partying all the time, or maybe I would.
Well, WWF in the 80s was like the wild, wild west in a lot of ways, with guys like Piper, Morocco, Orndorff, Orton. How hard was it keeping everyone in line and keeping the locker room in order? And what was the strategy in terms of keeping everyone happy when the road schedule was so insane?
Yeah, we just, I catered them. If somebody needed something, you know, I did, you know, and if I was good to them, they were good to me.
Yeah.
Type thing, you know. So, you know, they'd ask me for something. I said, yeah, I can handle that, all right, no problem. And, you know, a lot of times it was, you know, getting tickets for friends of theirs or relatives or family, you know.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, we'll take care of it, you know.
How did you keep yourself sane around the 80s from the schedule? I mean, touring was crazy back then.
It was just something that had to be done.
Right.
You know, I look back now, like I fly once in a while now, and I said, God, I could never do this today, because I was flying, you know, before they had TSA.
Yeah.
Now, it's like, Jesus Christ.
Who were the other agents at the time, and how did the team operate together? It was
Well,
Lanza,
there was Goulet, there was Lanza, there was George Steele,
Strongbow.
Strongbow. Yeah, I think Grizzly Smith was an agent for a while.
Bockwinkel came in for a little bit.
Bockwinkel came in for a little bit. There was quite a few of us there, and then later on, you know, Arn Anderson and Simon, what's his name, Malenko.
Oh yeah. Team. Yep. What talent for you was the biggest pain in the ass?
I'd have to think about that. We had pretty much everything, because you know, we dealt with the building managers,
right?
You know, and there was you know, I wouldn't go to the building manager and say, "Hey, Jack, this is what we need." You know, I'd go, "Jack, I need a favor from you. If you can do it, you know, we need this and that." "Oh, sure, Tony, no problem." You know,
right? There's always a way to approach it.
Yeah, I get it. We had one guy in, I think in Nashville, you know, and he was pretty good, and I was there regular, and we had the big TV show there, you know, and he came to me, he said, "Tony, let me talk to you for a while." I said, "Who the hell is this guy out here?" He was, you know, Vince's guy to set up the TV,
right?
But he didn't have any finesse talking to people, and these were union guys. He says, "I'm about ready to pull the guys off."
Huh.
Well, we would have lost the whole show.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, don't worry about him. He'll be all right." You know,
he wasn't on people's
person.
Yeah,
and he you know, he took my word for it.
We talked about WrestleMania 1 being, you know, stinker, you know, do or die for Vince. Was Vince sweating early on when things weren't clicking with his national expansion? Did you see the pressure on Vince?
I didn't see it. Vince was Vince the whole time.
Kept us cool.
Yeah.
How did he change from being the commentator to, you know, the man of power when his dad, you know, stepped down to the side, and then Vince came up with the idea of taking over pretty much everything with TVs and territories? Did you see a difference in Vince from when he was announcing to now the man in charge?
No, I didn't really see it. You know, it's funny. I had my birthday recently, and he sent me a happy birthday, Tony, you know. And I had to look at who the hell is this from, you know? And then I said, "Well, it looks like I made it," you know. And he sent back, he said, "We like that. It looks like you made it."
When they did WrestleMania 1, they brought in Mr. T, who had such an important role, with, you know, being Hawk's partner. How mad were the other boys? Because I know Rowdy Piper is very vocal about that. We did an interview with Rowdy, and you know, him and T did not get along. And Were a lot of the boys mad that they were bringing in somebody from Hollywood?
I didn't feel any of that. I don't know. They could have been, but it wasn't anything that I knew about.
Gotcha. Why didn't George Scott work out as a booker?
I think he wanted to do it his way, and Vince wanted it another way.
Okay. Well, we're talking about George Scott. Okay. Were you surprised when WWF cut ties early with Wendy Richter?
Yeah, I was a little bit. I don't know what the reason was. There's a lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, they did the thing with Moolah and all that. There was like something there with.
Maybe there was something going on. I don't really know.
What are your memories of the TNT segment with Terry Funk?
Oh, yeah.
I just watched it yesterday for the first time, and God,
really?
Since it aired, and it was a great bit.
Yeah. People say that. I was kind of there was nothing. He said, Tony, you come over, join in the conversation, and then you go over and make out with the bartender, and then Terry will come and do that. So, I thought, oh Jesus. So, and then I thought, well, I'm not going to have any offense because, he's going to be hitting me over the head with a bottle.
Right.
A real bottle. And, and then I just let him do whatever he did. And then when he threw me into the bar, I give a little bit of extra, see if I could knock the bar over. But I've had a few comments on that over the years.
Oh, it's a classic vignette.
Yeah.
What are your memories of Terry in general? I mean, he was probably one of the best of all time.
Oh, yeah. He was just unreal. And I only worked to him one time, and actually George Scott said to me, he said, when did you do this, TNT thing? And George evidently didn't know too much about it. He said, because he could have booked us together.
Yeah.
And we could have done a round, But, so I think a lot of things were spur of the moment.
Oh, 100%. What are your thoughts on Terry's passing recently in the last month?
Yeah, that's a shame, but, like I said to Vince, with the happy birthday thing, well, I made it, and a lot of people, like, I talked to, Lanny Poffo, via
Internet.
the computer on the, he was doing a virtual, is it?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, and I asked him, I said, ask Lanny if he remembers the restaurant we ate at in Illinois when we were traveling together. And Lanny said that he didn't remember, but it was one of those buffet things. And
right.
Lanny wanted to eat, and because it's all you can eat, Lanny ate as much as he could eat. Then he got sick later on that night. Oh. And then he mentioned about being in Ecuador and how good the food was. And I said, Lenny, if I come down there, will you buy me dinner? He says, sure, I'll buy you dinner, Tony. He said, but I'm not paying for the plane ticket. I said, you cheap bastard.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.